Shalom, Ahab, Wa, Baraka. In other words, peace, love, and blessings. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash, and double honors to the elder apostles, the prophets, and the teachers that have not changed this word in the last 30 plus years. With that being said, let's get right into it. But before we do, remember, I got this cut from Biblical Defender. So if you want to see the class in its entirety, with the brother from the Biblical Defenders teaching, I recommend. So without further ado, and this is Proof Genesis Israelites sold out the elect. Hold on. It says proof to Genesis Israelites sold out elect for non-Israelite Gentiles.
Look at somebody said, Deacon, you said many times, if I ever wanted to get rich, I'm going to teach all nations can be saved. Deacon, you said many times, if I ever wanted to get rich, I'm going to teach all nations can be saved. Deacon, you said many times, if I ever wanted to get rich, I'm going to teach all nations can be saved.
And this is, again, not clickbait. Non-Israelites receive salvation.
All right. So there you have it. You heard it with your own ears. Non-Israelites receive salvation. So he's saying that they can get into the kingdom. So first things first, let's completely disprove that. First things we want to do, and then I'm going to hit this from a different angle. I've been wanting to do this for a minute, so today's the day. Let's go to the book of Revelation, chapter 21. Let's get right down to it. Let's just nip this in the bud instantly. I want to know, because I got a question. Let's go to let's start at let's start at verse 10. So Revelation 21 and 10. And he carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain, and showed me that great city, the holy Yerushalayim, descending out of heaven from Yahweh, the holy Jerusalem, okay? Verse 11, having the glory of Yahweh, and her light was like unto a stone most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystal, okay? So, having the glory of Yahweh, and her first light was like unto a stone most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystal. My color of skin is jasper. I'm a jasper color. So just letting you know. And there's more than one jasper, so just letting you know. All right, so let's keep reading, because this is really important. Right here is where the point is. Verse 12. And had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates. 12 gates. We're getting somewhere. It had 12 gates. And at the gates, 12 angels. And the names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. So if all nations can be saved, what the fuck gate you going through? What gate you going through? Because I only saw 12, and it was for the Israelites only. Let's keep reading. Let's keep reading. Because I also wanted to get two more things, and then I'm going to shut this down. But you know what? I'm going to keep reading this just to make sure that we're talking about 12 gates. I mean, it's already made the point, but yeah, I mean, you guys can read on if you want, but I'm going to move on. I got two more scriptures, and then I'm going to let this go. But it further details the gates as you read on. So I'm just going to go ahead and let that be. It's the 12 gates written thereon, the names of the children of Israel from the descendants of Jacob. So who are Jacob's descendants? The 12 sons. The 12 sons of Israel. Their names are written, and we are the descendants of the 12 sons. So if I go back to Judah, like my grandfather, then even though my grandmother was 100% Apache, I always thought I was a native nation. But it turns out because my grandfather is from the tribe of Judah, that means I would go through the gate that is written for the Judeans, or for Yahweh is how you would say it in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, so on and so forth. So the native nation would go through the gate of Gad, the so-called Mexicans would go through the gate of Issachar, Benjamin, Levi, so on and so forth through their gates, according to their ancestors. So, 2 more verses. First, I want to get Titus. Once again, I told you Titus comes out all the time. Let's start at verse 10. For there are many vain and unruly talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision. Verse 11, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake. So they're teaching lies for dirty money. They're teaching, and guess what? Watch this. One of themselves, even a prophet of their own, said, the Cretans are always liars, evil beasts, slow bellies. Your own people are the ones that fucking told on you. These prophecies are, like I said, this book's alive right now. People, this book is alive. I'm going to get one more and then I'm going to shut it down. Let's go to the book of Romans. Gots to. You know, let me just call it out. Romans 16 and 17. And what does it say? And how does it read? It says, now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which you have learned, and avoid them. You need to avoid these Genesis Israelites. Let's go to Matthew 7 and 15. Beware of false prophets. They come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. And you know what? Let's get 2 John 1, 10 and 11. If anyone, and this is the Berean Standard Bible, if anyone comes to you but does not bring this teaching, do not receive him in your home or even greet him. Whoever greets such a person shares the same evil deeds. And I think that I've made my point. These Genesis Israelites, they don't really deserve much of my time, so I'm just going to let it go with that. And with that being said, if you got eyes to see and ears to hear, I always like to close out with the same verse. It's Revelation 22 and 12. Behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be. You guys are adding to the Bible. We got to get it now. I can't let it go without bringing out Revelation 22, 18 and 19 now. I got to get 18 and 19 now. You know why? Because that's where we're at right now. We're at where we're living a Revelation 22, 18 and 19 in real time. Let's get it. This every time I do a class, it seems like I have to bring out these 2 verses, but now we got the Genesis Israelites also fulfilling this prophecy. So remember this, guys. Bring this same energy. Either repent, what do they say? Repent or die. So Revelation 22 and 18. For I testify unto every man that heareth the word of this prophecy of this book, if any man shall add unto these things, Yahweh shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book. If any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, Yahweh shall take away his part out of the book of life and out of the holy city and from the things which are written in this book. So if you are going to sit there and tell people lies for dirty money, we're supposed to avoid you. Anybody that receives you is joined with you. But you are literally removing yourself from the book of life. And with that being said, Shalom.